Hey, what's up? Silas Haig here with another video. Now today I want to talk to you about the most exciting topic in the world, and that is accounting and invoicing. Something we've all got to do, but none of us really want to do it. So I'm going to go real quick through this video, give you all you need to know about the free accounting and invoicing software that I use. It's really quick and easy to set up and to use, streamlined, short learning curve, and it's helped me out so much. So now just before I get into it, this is just general advice. This is what I do in my business, and you may want to consult a professional tax advisor for your specific situation. So let's just get straight into everything that you need to get set up with this service. So the one that I use is called Wave. Now the actual website is waveapps.com. Now, as you can see here, this is the website. It's all completely free. Accounting software, professional invoices for free. I'll go into a little bit more detail about that. And I believe the only way they actually make money is a bit like how PayPal make their money. You don't have to do this, but you can choose to do this and choose to use their service to accept payment. And like PayPal, they just take a small percentage of that. I actually use it because it just makes it straightforward and easy. And they just take a small percentage, but it's not much. And you can also just list other payment options as well, which I do. So it's quite handy in that way, but you don't have to, and you can use it all for free. So let's get straight into it. So I created a test account just to go through everything, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So you'll be able to see everything as I do it from scratch. Just a note as well, when you're setting up, when it says choose your business currency, just make sure you choose the currency that of the place where you live, where you're a citizen of, and where you do your taxes, because this is that gives you all the accounting stuff on the back end. So it would make it a lot easier when it comes to tax time for all that. So this is what happens when you've created your account and you logged in. So to start with, we want to set up a service. So if we go to sales and products and services, you can do this if you've got a product or a service. I'm mainly in service businesses, so you just click add a service, and I'll just do a kind of arbitrary one. So this is obviously what service is, and then a description, maybe how long it'll take, just anything else that the client might need to know when they see it in their invoice. It doesn't need to be that much, and just the price. So depending on how you do this, you'll understand a little bit later, but you can do this as like maybe per hour, or if this is a package deal, or per thing. So I'll just do an arbitrary figure again, and you want to click sell this, and then your income account is just sales. And you can also add a sales tax if you need to, and then you click save. So I'll just do and then we've got 2 services there. And then next we want to create the invoice. So if we go into settings here at the bottom and invoice customization. Now there's quite a few settings and stuff here, but don't get too overwhelmed. You can do it quite simply and straightforward with everything I'm going to go through, but Wave do have a detailed guide, and you can go into a lot more detail and mess around with a lot of these other settings, but this will get you up and rolling. So this is just a kind of template for your invoice. So you can choose different invoice styles here. I think I just stuck with that one. And you can upload a logo that will go up there in that corner. And you can also choose your branding here, and then it'll come up there rather than that purple. And then this is where you choose when your invoice is due. So depending on your service or your product, it could be due upon receipt. With me, all my services are just usually due within 15 days unless I'm working with someone new. Now here's just the default title. I've just kept it as invoice. I don't do anything here, but you can add in some details, some extra details about your business. Here I usually just do thank you for choosing service. And then here is where I go into detail about how they can pay. So how invoice, and then I just have the different methods, and I just list quite a few different methods just to make it easier for the customer. So you could have PayPal, do this, and just list off how they would pay. Google Pay is another one. ACH transfer or bank transfer, etc., etc., Venmo, whatever. You can also just pay straight through Wave, and then make sure you save the changes. And then here you can have reminders. So you can set reminders. So if they don't see the invoice or whatever, you can follow up automatically. So I like to do that. You can change this. You can change this in the actual invoice itself, and you can do it beforehand as well, which I quite like to do. And you can do the same thing for estimates, but I don't really mess around with estimates too much. I've only done it a couple of times. So that's all you need for that. And then we go to the actual invoices itself here. And then you can do a bit more customization for each individual invoice. So here, this is your business address and contact details. So when you go through your settings and you get everything set up, just put in your business address and everything like that. And you can add in your logo there. But once it's done, I don't mess around with that. That's already done and dusted. Here, this is where you can add a new customer. So let's just go and that's all the details you need, really. You can put in extra ones if you want, but that's all the details you need. And then it'll just come up there. And now what I like to do is, especially when you're just first starting, you might be worried about sending your very first invoice. That's an unfounded fear as it is. But if one trick I did was I just did like something like that. So rather than the first invoice you ever sent, it's the first invoice you've ever sent to that business. And here's the invoice date. So this is when you're sending out the invoice. And then this is here you can change to when it's actually due. So you can do the shorthand ones on receipt within 15 days. I do usually within 15 days or 7 days. And then this is where you actually add in your items. So, and here's where your services that you've already set up are. So if maybe they did 3 of this one, and then 10 of this. And then this, obviously this can be the hours or something completely different. So you'll get the hang of it for your specific business there. And then here is where you can charge in any currency. I have international clients, so I charge in different currencies. So it's quite handy for that. And make sure that you're in the right currency when you're charging them. And then you see here how it's got this. This is from the template. So this is how they would pay. And there's the footer there. Thank you for choosing that. So then you click save and continue, and that'll come up. That'll be saved as a draft now. And so this is just a preview of what the invoice would actually look like to the customer. So you can already see it looks a lot more professional than if you're just sending an email or something like that. And now all you have to do is click approve draft when you're happy with it. And then here we've got the schedule reminders. Now, actually, I just want to change this to within 15 days, because then I can show you that you can do it. You can send reminders before the due date, which I like to do because some of my clients might not see the initial one. So I send 3 days or 7 days or something like that. You can do before the due date as well. And then you want to just send the invoice. So it'll come up. Don't worry, you don't have to click it. It won't just send it straight away. You can choose a different email if you want to send it to, and then just check that you're sending it to that email. I just leave all this blank, but I like to send a copy to myself and attach the invoice as a PDF. And you can also preview the invoice again here. The email and the invoice as well. So it's quite handy. You can check it all before you send it. Once it's sent, I'll just mark this as sent. Once it's sent, it'll come up like that, and you can record a payment in a second. You can do it this way. You can either record a payment here, or if you just click on invoices, Here it will show you the ones that are unpaid. It'll actually show you the status. So it'll actually show you if they viewed the email. So sometimes I'll see that someone's viewed an email but hasn't paid. So if they haven't paid in a long time, I might send a reminder saying, you haven't paid. You've seen the invoice, but you haven't paid. Maybe if it's overdue or something like that. This is your draft invoices, and this is just every invoice you've ever sent. So you can record a payment just simply by clicking record a payment. And this is the payment date, the amount they actually paid, the payment method. There's all sorts of different types here. Now with this one, payment account, just for simplicity, just click cash on hand. That's what I do every time. You can read in the guide. There's a bit more detail about that, but just for ease, just do that. And here, any notes, maybe they were late, maybe any other fees or anything like that, I like to write in there. Submit. And you can actually send them a receipt as well, which is handy. There we go. And that's pretty much everything you need to start with a new business. Here, if you just click on dashboard, he'll actually give you a lot of your accounting stuff. So it shows you all your cash flow, profit and loss, a lot of other stuff. You can start recording expenses, and it's all pretty simple and straightforward. But that's everything about invoicing and accounting. So just get it set up. It's very streamlined, very easy, very straightforward. Now, if you like these kind of videos where I go into a bit more detail about a certain topic and give my tips and my experience and my knowledge, I've actually created a Facebook group right here called Young Freelancers and Solopreneurs. Now, this is just where I'll be able to go into a lot more detail and be able to answer individual questions, and you'll be able to have a bit more contact with me in this group. So feel free to check it out, see if it's for you. There's lots of free resources and everything like that I'll be creating over the coming months. So with that, check out my free group. I'll put a link in the description below. And other than that, I hope you have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you in another video.